Hi guys, I'm Mark.
And we're not Penny.
Where is he?
Yeah, unfortunately, Penny couldn't make it today. He's a bit busy with work at the moment, so he's not able to pop down. So you've got, the number one, the head brewer. So I should be able to talk to you and answer some questions about this beer. Although, to be fair, wheat beers are more sort of Penny's wheelhouse. He's really big into them, and he probably knows a lot more about it than I do. But obviously, we're here today to talk about the fantastic beer, Weisse Does It Always Rain on Me, which we made when you guys were up visiting Chester a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, what a trip that was, Martin?
Fantastic day.
Yeah.
Awesome food. Great company.
Very good. And we had an excellent evening out as well afterwards, which was good fun, showing us the highlights of Chester, which actually, I've never been to Chester before. I was blown away by how cool it was. So many great craft beer places. So if you've not been to Chester for a night out, go and check it out.
Just hit up James and he'll not be able to remember any of the places that we went to.
Trembling Madness, that one comes into mind. What was the other one?
We went to that beer place.
That beer place, that was it, yeah.
Yeah, and the Cavern of the Curious Gnome.
Yep, that one. That's the one that I struggled with trying to remember. Yeah.
That was the one where Penny ate a whole chicken to himself.
Yeah, and the Cellar Bar as well. There's some good places.
Yeah, really good fun. But we're not here to talk about a night out in Chester, are we? We're here to talk about this.
Yeah, and I would say they've got really nice caps on those bottles as well.
They do, yeah. They are vintage Malt Miller caps, which you might or might not be able to see. Ooh. These have now been updated to a nice black and orange design, actually.
Oh, maybe I'll have to throw some in on my next order. Why don't you get that beer into the glass? And while you're doing that, I'll talk about how I packaged it up. So, oh, beautiful.
Obviously, always rocking the merch. Right.
Yeah.
Quite on set.
This bit.
Oh, nice hiss.
So this beer, I kegged it from the Firmzilla, did a closed transfer into a keg, and then I bottled it from the keg using the counter pressure filler that I've got, which I can't remember the name of off the top of my head, but that's what I use. It's not a bowl tap, it's the
tap cooler.
That's the one, the tap cooler one, yeah. And obviously, because I use the tower taps, I've got the little attachment that screws on with a bit of pipe that goes then into the bottle. So I had overpressured it because I knew I was going to be bottling it, and you do lose a bit of gas when you're doing that. So hopefully, it's still got some nice life in there, and it's a nice looking beer.
Yeah, I'm trying to get its focus on the camera here, but it won't. But it is such a nice colour, really golden, but not like dark golden. It's bright. It's enticing. Head on it's fantastic as well. Really nicely carbonated, mate. Good job.
Good. Thank you very much. And I could see you going in for a sniff. What are your initial thoughts?
You can smell there's a hoppiness to it, and a slight sweetness, and dare I say banana-y, estery?
Yeah.
Coming on the nose.
I mean, you can tell that we used sort of, a heavily banana-y yeast. So we used the banana split from WHC, and we fermented it at the top end of the range. So ultimately, I think it really has sort of pushed those banana aromas through in the beer. I think you get like a little bit of spiciness as well in the aroma, which I think is nice, but some good tropical notes in there too.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because it's not like any of the aromas are outdoing each other. You're getting that like lovely tropical note, like you say, but intermingled, a bit of spice and a bit of banana. It's not like one thing is overpowering the other. Really nice. Should we go in for a taste?
Oh yeah, straw. I mean, I'm never going to say no to that. Cheers, guys.
Chin chin.
Yes.
Left me hanging. What's your thoughts on the flavour, Mark?
Can't help yourself, can you?
No. Well, I think on the basis that there's only about 2 pints left in the keg here, and I've had to be really careful not to drink them before today's call, that would probably tell you that I'm quite a fan of the flavour on this beer. I think before we talk about the flavour, I think the mouthfeel on this beer is absolutely fantastic. It is so like silky smooth when you drink it, and even though it is highly carbonated, it hasn't got like a sharp mouthfeel I think that you get with some beers where the carbonation can make it go thinner. I think it just feels super you know, it feels like it's got 60% wheat malt in it. when you drink it.
Like you say, there's no sort of carbonic bite. There isn't any of that thinning that you can expect. It's from a mouthfeel perspective, really good. Actually, I just sort of had a little sip and it really coats, but then there's enough bitterness there to clean up after itself and like make you want to go back for more, which is that for me is the mark of a well-balanced beer in terms of water profile, IBUs, and flavour. And ingredients ultimately.
Yeah, and I think that the flavour as well, it's one that once you've taken a sip of it, it really does sort of develop in your mouth, because like initially it is just a big wheat hit. Like it is so wheaty, but then as it sort of that dissipates, you're then left with the hop flavours in the background and a bit of a nice lingering bitterness. And I hope you're getting that in your bottle as well. It's
got so much going on in there for such, well, I don't want to say easy beer, but like simple beer. But it's just, I don't know. I can't put my words in the right order for it, because you know, like you say, you're getting hit by this lovely creamy wheaty beer, then you get this waft of tropical, and then you get a little bit of banana. It's kind of like sticking your head in a fruit sundae and then coming up and thinking, what the hell was that?
Yeah, I think that's a really good way of saying it. You know,
it's just
fruit salad.
But I mean, you can see I'm working my way through it. It just keeps sending me back for more.
And also, just one other thing on the appearance. Like the lacing on that glass.
Terrific. Look at it.
Yeah, and then you can clearly tell that I'm enjoying it, because I'm, almost all the way through the pint.
Smashed
I probably can't have too many today, because it is only 12:30, so I've got a lot of stuff to do today. But
right, come on then. How do we go about scoring?
Well, I was going to say, as always, the Oyster Boys, we talk about looks and then aroma and then taste, which we've already chatted about. And, we don't need to get you to give it a score, but price-wise, what did this kit come in at in the end? Is it 40 quid? Is it something like that?
So the price of this is £39, and that is for 21 litre batch.
What's that going to be about? 38 pints, something like that?
Yeah, 38 pints, 21 litres. You'll lose a little bit due to hop absorption.
I got the two small cornies and then some into a third small corny. So I'm probably going to say I lost maybe a litre. So let's say I got, 20 litres, so 37 pints for 39 quid. So, just over £1 a pint in the end, really.
Yeah, I mean, the complexity that's going on there, it's a bit of a drinker's roller coaster, in a good way. It's exciting, it's different, but it's familiar in, if you enjoy hops, it's familiar. If you enjoy wheat beers, it's familiar, but they're not battling against each other. It's just joyous. Yeah, really good work.
Yeah, you love tropical flavours. It's ticking all the boxes for that. So what's next on the score? Pairings?
Sessionability.
Sessionability. That's gone. I mean, that shows its session.
You've got it down as 5.1, but when we made this, we actually came in slightly over on the starting gravity. So I actually think we were probably closer to just over 5.5%, so 5.6, 5.7.
Oh, wow. Okay, so, I mean, it drinks sessionably, but...
I know I could smash probably 8, but I wouldn't be able to stand that after that. Probably.
Yeah. So what is that, an 8 out of 10?
Yeah, that would be an 8 out of 10 on sessionability, which is a really high sessionability score there.
It would be the end of me by the end of that session.
Yeah, I think all round a really fantastic beer, and I think on a really hot summer's day, which hopefully we'll have coming up soon, to have a really nice cold pint of this, highly carbonated, nice and smooth, bit tropical, bit banana-y, sat on the patio with some pizzas coming out of your pizza oven, James, would be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, this is definitely going on my brew sheet at some point in the next month or two.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting as well to make it with a different hop combination as well, just to see how a different hop variety might cut through differently, with the other flavors that are in there. I think once you've got the base right, it's one that's fairly easy to just chop and change, and even if you keep the hop volumes the same, just change out the varieties for a completely different beer, basically.
Yeah, it'd be quite interesting to try it with something like Brew One that's just got like tons of pineapple in it, and then maybe with a little top note of Motueka for some limey notes.
I'm thinking like I'd like to see a mosaic version,
Oh,
stone fruity, just shed load of mosaic thrown on it.
dank boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about brew one for the pineapple? Obviously, you've already got banana, and then maybe throw some Sabro in there for a bit of coconut, because everyone knows Sabro is a great hop.
We're going to get up and walk away then. If anybody's watching this that doesn't know, Martin is not a fan of anything coconut flavoured. So any beer with Sabro or Talus in, never going to happen.
Get in the sea.
It was worth a try. It was worth a try.
I think as well, what I'd like to try when I make this is ferment it slightly colder. So you were right at the top end of the range. I'd like to hit the middle of the range. Just to see what impact that makes, whether it throws the balance out, whether it maybe brings it in check a little bit more than we're experiencing today. But just being able to play with those variables when you've got a yeast like that, it's not like you're using a super clean yeast like a Chico style yeast where really throughout the range it's still going to be clean. This reacts differently, so it's another variable to play around with, right?
Yeah, and I think it's a really interesting point, that, because me and Penny do quite a few videos where we'll make one beer, we'll do a split batch with two different yeasts, and I'll ferment them separately in their recommended conditions and see what the difference between the two yeasts are. I think it might be interesting, like you say, to do something with that, but you can just make the one batch of beer, split it into two 10-litre batches to ferment, and then run the same yeast but at two different temperatures and see how they turn out. Because a lot of the time when you do ferment a beer, if you were to do what you're saying to do, you're probably not going to have the other one to hand at the same time. So you'll be drinking it, thinking of the memory of the other beer and saying, well, how's this one different? It's a lot better to have them both side by side and do that kind of test and say, well, actually, did this one at 19 degrees, this one at 24 degrees? What's the difference in output there?
Yeah, and I definitely don't have a photographic memory, so that's a great shout. Maybe, though, what I do is keep one of the other bottles that you sent us to hand for when that time comes around.
That's a really good shout. Yeah, you could do that. But will you?
Probably not. No.
I don't think
Friday tomorrow.
I don't think I'll see it past the weekend.
No. One other thing I really do want to note, Mark, is that on Brew Day you added ALDC and clarity to this, right? So we've got a thick, hazy wheat beer that has got tons of body still in it that is gluten reduced, and I think that just goes to show how great that product is.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic, and it's a product that I pretty much use clarity in all of my beers now, just because it's not expensive to use. I think the price, if you buy it in the 10 doses, it's adding £1 or less than £1 per batch. And I've got a few friends who are, gluten intolerant, or gluten doesn't agree with them to whatever extent. And it just means that when they come round, they haven't got to worry about it. And the cost to me is so marginal that I don't know why I wouldn't put it in. And again, the use of ALDC as well, it's like marginal cost, but takes away a huge risk of diacetyl in beers. Maybe not so much in this one because you ferment it so hot anyway, it's probably sort of driven off. But, it's just, why would you not add those few little bits in that are going to take away the huge risk for you further down the line?
Yeah, it's like saving pennies, which isn't going to really, what are you going to do with those pennies? It's like kind of not putting yeast nutrient in or other great things that really just aid the brewing process.
Mark, you need to listen to this, right? I know what this would go really well with.
Yeah. Some quiche?
No, some brisket. Got any of that brisket left, Mark?
Yeah, come on, Mark. Show us your meat.
No, it's all gone, mate, I'm afraid. It's all gone. Absolutely demolished it. Surprisingly, actually, it reheated really well. I vacuum packed it, sliced it up and vacuum sealed the leftovers, and then heated them up in a sous vide afterwards, which is really good. Anyone that hasn't got a sous vide, you can just use your brewery for it. Set the temp, good to go. Yeah, there was quite a few years when we've had Christmas dinner and we've hosted it. I've cooked the turkey in the grain father.
What? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, great.
You cooked the turkey in the grain father?
Yeah. So because there's not enough of us to have a whole turkey, so we'll get a turkey crown. You vacuum seal it, and then you set your water temperature to what it needs to be to have perfectly cooked turkey, and then just shove it in the grain father and let it cook away in there as long as you want. That's a great thing about sous vide cooking; you can never overdo it.
Do you have to do a mash out?
No, we don't have mashed potato on Christmas dinner, mate.
this beer's stunning, mate. It's really good, really well brewed. You did an awesome job with fermentation. Thanks for sending us some bottles. Martin and I are going to enjoy them tomorrow night. What were you saying, Martin, though? Because, our opinion's one thing.
I think the only thing left now is to get Penny's opinion on this. He's the wheat beer kind of aficionado. So I think we just got to hand over to you and Penny doing the tasting of it. So cheers, Mark.
Yeah, cheers, buddy.
Cheers, Penny, and
Thanks
hope
for
to see
looking
you
after
again
us.
soon.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Thank you very much. And for anyone that's watching this that isn't already subscribed, head over onto the Malt Miller's YouTube channel, smash a like, hit subscribe on their videos, and give them a follow, because the amount of stuff that they put out is just absolutely fantastic, and the quality of content is brilliant. But for now, we will leave it there, and in about 5 seconds' time, you'll see me sat here with Penny, and we're going to see what he thinks about this beer as well. So thanks very much, guys. Cheers.
Oysters out again.
Looks-wise,
Wow. What a mega beer.
solid wheat.
I mean, yeah, it looks like
You can't see through it, can you? It's
No,
not
it's
translucent at all.
it's thick. You cannot see nothing,
Yeah.
which is how we wanted it.
And colour. I think the colour's really
Yeah,
good as
yeah.
well.
Just that sort of golden and a little bit of haze that's come through it. Just
A little bit of haze. It looks like a block of cheese in there, in the glass. But I mean, for the style, I reckon it's like a 9 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 plus.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Aroma?
Aroma. Oh, wow.
I told you you'd like it.
It's like you get straight away banana, boom.
Yeah, and
then-
bready as well,
yeah,
super bready.
yeah. And
But you've got that tropical.
Yeah, that comes after it.
Yeah, man.
And it's like you sort of get those bit of stone fruity towards after it. It's like basically you've got loads of stone fruits, put them in a bowl and then chop the banana on top of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh,
It's a 9.5.
10.
10's across the board already.
It's mega. I couldn't ask for anything more.
Should we give it a taste?
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
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 That is,
I have carbonated it to the tits.
it is. It's a strange one because you get that, the fruit, it's like my brain doesn't know what's going on. It's like, it's super banana overload, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, you're getting that sort of, all the fruitiness from it as well.
Yeah.
And
it's like
sort
right
of
in the back, it's on the back of your tongue there. Yeah. Perfect bitterness as well. Chucking that bit of Magnum in at the start just to drive a little bit. That's a lovely beer. It's so refreshing.
And it's
nice
you
and
know what?
cold.
It's not as
super
heavy as I
carbonated.
thought it would be.
No.
Because we know it's.
That's what 22
think-
psi in the fridge does for you, baby. Lighten anything up.
I think the fact that, what was it, 60% wheat
Yes.
that went into it. So it was like 60% wheat. So it's going to be, we thought it was going to be thick. Obviously, you've got.
And I think we used the Wyman Premier Pilsner malt, which has got a really, really nice flavour to it as well. Whereas like some Pilsner malts will be super bland. The Wyman's Premier one isn't. It's a really a really tasty Pilsner malt, which we use as well. And a bit of Carapils as well to give you some nice mouthfeel. But it's, yeah.
Mega beer.
It's solid, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would absolutely spank that. That is
It's a 9 for me.
yeah, I'm going to go a 9.5. Oh, it's so nice. Really, really is very nice. Though.
Just the banana just complements it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It just sort of gives it a boost.
So how much does this cost a pint?
98p. So we've got it
98p.
just under that.
Just
that
under there.
pound mark. I mean, there's near enough about 200 grams of hops been into this.
That's pretty good.
So I think it's mega.
Yeah. Well, obviously I'm going to say it. Well, we're both going to say it's mega, aren't we?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
It's
It's expensive if you were just going to do a wheat beer, because obviously wheat
oh
beers
yeah, because you can do the John Finch Erdinger clone. It costs basically nothing and makes an absolutely fantastic beer. The wine Stefaner, I think, is cheaper. The clone kit for that, but that's ball late to make though because you've got decoction mash in. Whereas this is single step mash, a bittering edition and whirlpool edition, in the boil, and then there's 1 dry hop addition. So it's fairly easy to make.
Yeah.
I would say probably if you've got a fermenter that you can add hops without having to open it. So if you've got something either with a hop bong at the top or somewhere you can dump the trub at the bottom, then that will probably help you out. And then if you can close transfer into the keg, perfect. If not, I'm sure you'll still be able to work it out. But I think that price-wise, for less than £1 a pint for this, I think it's, I'm going to say an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give it 8.5 as well. Yeah.
What about the sesh?
You've got a lot of hops there, so obviously that for me drops my sessionability. 5.1, so
It's a premium wheat beer, then, is it? A premium beer.
Wheat beer sessionability.
But if you, this is going back to the cost now, but if you were buying it at a pub now, 5.1% beer is pricey these days.
Yeah. I'm going to say, I'm going to say 7.
Yeah, 7 pints that.
7 pints of it.
Yeah. I think that's fair, actually. I think that is fair.
The hop value and
I'd love
the
to say more.
weakness.
I'd love to say more, but it is, it's
I'm only
over
being
5%,
honest. I'm not taking it away from the beer, but everything that it scored really high on and the other bits has been a little bit detrimental to. Yeah.
But it's 7 pints and then a gin and tonic with a slice of orange in it to really refresh your palate.
What, then go again? Another 7?
We go again.
Recock.
But an absolutely mega beer, I think.
Yeah.
Really, really good. And I'll probably, at this point, I'll probably say a massive thank you to the guys from the Malt Miller for coming up and making this with us. We had a really good time in the day. We had a great laugh, and then in the evening, we probably had a little bit too much to drink.
Yeah, painted the town red twice.
Yeah. Oyster score, where is it? Oh, there we go. Here is the Oyster score for this beer. I hope you've really enjoyed the video. Smash like, hit subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Oh, link to buy this kit is in the description down below and up there somewhere as well.
I think they've already sold a few, so get it while you can.
Oh yeah, if you've bought this kit and made it, please comment on this video.
Yeah,
tell us what you think.
It's out before we've reviewed this, so.
Yeah, and we'll catch you on the next one, guys.
Yep.
Oysters out.